I am here at market. Yes, it is summertime. It is every day, but I'm in the holiday showroom because I had an opportunity to speak to some customers all yesterday and today, and that kind of sparked a little bit of things that I forgot to add to the social media videos that I cut for you earlier. So I wanted to do this little bonus. Hey, it's bonus number 9. And I wanted to share 2 things with you. First of all, looping. That is something that I've been playing with. It is pretty new on Instagram and Reels. And even if you're going to do a Reel on Facebook or if you're going to do a TikTok, what is looping? I don't even know if that's the correct term for it, but it is something that I tried and tested and it worked. So I want to share it with you. I have picked audio tracks that start and stop with the same sound. And what I'm doing is I'm looping the viewer around so that they're not watching my reel once, but they're watching it twice. And so how you can track that is make sure to set it up, run your reel, and then you're going to have your playthroughs and you're going to have your total reach. And so if your reach number is, let's just say 500 and your plays are 1,500, you know that each person watched it 3 different times. So that trips the algorithm a little bit, says, whoa, this is wonderful. Let's extend that reach and show that to more people. And so, yes, I've been doing some looping reels. You may have been caught in my loop. And then you may have watched a Melrose reel a few different times over and over and over again. So I think that's a great thing. The other thing I would tell you about looping, if you're going to do that, it's a good idea that your first slide or your first video clip that you put in there kind of matches your end so they look like they kind of flow together. And again, that person watching it doesn't know where it starts and stops, and they don't just swipe on and go to a different reel to watch. Okay, the second thing was, I had a great opportunity to visit with a customer, and we had almost a half an hour conversation about social media alone. And she was sharing with me, you know, kind of the same things we talked about, those pains with dealing with Meta and suppressing your content. And she's only getting 5% reach on her organic post, if that at all. And she has over 30,000 followers. And when you're getting suppressed by that much, it really affects your business. And she said she has been spending more and more and more. And they seem to know, because they do, where your pain threshold is on what you're willing to pay to keep your business doors moving, opening and closing, and making sure that your customers are coming in. The thing that stood out to me that she said that really got me is that she spends many, many nights worried about her social media because she thinks that if she gets suppressed and they decide to press a little bit harder, or she can't all of a sudden move any more advertising dollars into social, what is that going to do to her customer accounts? What is that going to do for her traffic? Is her entire business plan going to change? And it keeps her up at night. And she said, I'm actually losing sleep worrying about what's going to happen if Facebook decides to change things or disable me, or I can't get my message out there. Is that going to wreck my business, especially at the holidays? I just can't have it. I just can't have it. And so we had a long conversation, and it brought me back to a very important part about marketing that I think we should talk about as we summarize all this social media talk in these 8-part series. And that is, always be developing your own marketing. So yes, anytime you're dependent on someone else, they can control your business and they can control what kind of response you get. But if you're constantly keeping your own list, whether that's through your registered receipts, a texting program, or an email program, even with your promotions, contests in the store, giveaways, things like that, always be developing that, because that's something that's yours and somebody else can come in and manipulate that for you. And so when I talk to my customers, no matter what industry they're in, I always try to encourage them to focus on developing for yourself first, and then with an advertising medium second. So I hope you enjoyed all the social media talk that we had. If you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us. I know a lot of you don't like to post publicly and you like to send me private messages, and that's perfectly fine too. We hope to see you soon at Melrose.